some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome. I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Alright, we're back again for Good E-Promotions. And today we're going to talk about how do you know what the value of something is at Goodwill or a wholesaler before you post it on eBay. Well, as we've all said, and I will say it again, everything varies. It varies as to what is the demand for your product. You know, what are you buying? Is it in demand? Is it popular? Is it expensive? Is it not expensive? Is this something that somebody's going to like? You've got to always know what your key audience is for any item that you have. Like, for example, everybody loves shoes. Everybody buys shoes. Everybody needs shoes. And there's a lot of people out there, male and female, that have more than one pair of shoes. There's more than 10 sometimes. But how would you actually know? Well, this is my example. I have an Android phone, so this is what I normally use. It is called the Evaluator app. And this is just your basic check a website for what price something is. This is just an example picture. Condition, used, category, break it down into categories and so forth like that. You have auction, you have buy now. Now normally right underneath here, this is an older version of the app that they took a picture of. But right here, it will say the percentage of sales on the actual app, right between median and the actual category. Now, this is how what they've actually been doing is, okay, you'll search something right here. You'll find a condition or a category right here. Evaluator for such and such thing. Now, you're going to have, you know, your basic different categories, browse items, which will allow you to see, okay, is this a newer item? Is this another item? Is it a different color? Because color does matter also to our customers, to our buyers in many ways. Some might like black or white or blue or red above any other color. Now, what you have here is the minimum sell amount in auction and the maximum sell amount in auction. Minimum in buy now, maximum in buy now. Then you have the net profit that they're making off of it after shipping and so forth like that. Now, in a lot of ways, it's going to average it out right here. The price of sales from minimum to maximum, it will be averaged out in this line right here. And you can hit favorite, and you can use this as a category. Maybe you sell a lot of iPhones. Maybe you sell a lot of shoes, PDAs, game stations. Works a lot better than most apps that I've found. Now, sometimes you have to actually go to the actual website and look at it, because seeing as this is a mobile app, it doesn't get all the updates as quickly as you're going to get from just going straight to the website where it's getting posted. So, now, it works alright. It's always been a little spot on for me, but it works. And seeing as we're going with Goodwill, you should always go to the Goodwill website, goodwill.org. And you should always go over to the right-hand side and find a zip code of the stores. Let's say, for example, I'm going to put in 30022, which is the current zip code that I'm around. Alright, and we are locating stores. Okay, so we found Johns Creek Goodwill. Holcomb Bridge, East Roswell, ADC Center, so forth like that. There's lots of Goodwills in this area. There really is. And also in this area, seeing as it is in Norcross, Georgia, what you're not seeing here is the fact that there's over 20 wholesalers in this actual general area. There's some rich neighborhoods, there's some poor neighborhoods, and each one of these Goodwills is serving those neighborhoods. Some of them have donation centers, some have career centers, some of them are just straight stores. But it works out great for anybody that needs anything. Except for groceries. They don't do groceries. And back to my idea of colorful promotions, let's go to their website real quick and see what they have. They have advertisements on cups and so forth like that. They've just started door hangers. Got pins, dog tags, writing mats, keychain. I mean, just about anything. Even a box of mint candy, which I think is brilliant. But there's a lot of things that you can find on this website that you wouldn't find on majority of actual promotion sites. Like, for example, closeout specials. Let's see here. Let's hit closeout specials. Let's see what they have in closeout specials. Well, they've got some pins, which that's about 300 pins for about $90. But there's also your basic cards, business cards and so forth like that. I have my own business cards from this website. They have a nice little shopping cart like eBay that you can use. But back to the main of this thing. When you're going to a wholesaler, wholesalers normally want to actually sell to people of business in order to stimulate the economy. Not to individuals that are going to just buy a little bit and not ever come back again, most likely. But businesses, they'll be main suppliers for businesses. That's why you need a business card. I can walk into any kind of wholesaler right now with my business card, and I can shop their selection, buy it, and resell it on eBay. And I have been doing it for over 5 years. As of now, I have had times when, yes, the items that I post, they don't sell. The items that I put there may sell immediately. It might be 3 months before they sell. But it still sells in the long run. But you always have to think, what is supply and demand? What is convenience of getting it from point A to point B shipping? What is the price of shipping? What's the size of box I'm going to need? Who's the best shipper I want to go with? U.S. Postal Service, FedEx, UPS? Personally, I use U.S. Postal Service and UPS just because I can. But maybe you're in another country. You're not exactly around a UPS or USPS because, you're in another country. But in general, you always have to think, what is the cost of me doing business? What is the income of me doing business? What is the items and supply and demand and the customers that I want to actually show this item to? Who am I pitching this to? Am I pitching it to the ages teenagers, overage, underage? What does this actual item suggest? Is it a toy? Is it electronics? Oh, and another thing with electronics, I want to actually quote Steve Jobs on this, that software and technology only has the shelf life of a banana. So I've always found that if it's in high demand, yes, it will sell good. But if it's just basically something that just came out, don't buy it. Don't buy it to resell it, because it may not last very long at all. For example, the phone that I'm using and this computer that I'm using, outdated, outmoded, completely already changed up, upgraded, don't matter anymore to society. But there's still assets to me and my company to use them. So you just gotta think. Okay, let's see here. We want to sell Coca-Cola merchandise. Well, who are we probably pitching that to? We're probably pitching that to the retirees and the people that collect this kind of stuff. Not likely teenagers or anyone under the age of 18, because they're really not going to know the value and collectability or respect the name of Coca-Cola enough to actually want to buy the items. So we're pitching this to most likely anyone 35 and older. So seeing as most of those are not going to really be on the internet that much, but when they are, they don't want to just see one single picture of the item. We've got to take several descriptive pictures of the item in order to actually sell it. Now, say we have an Xbox 360. That's most likely targeting the teenagers and anyone from 18 to age 25, let's say. And seeing as they're on the computer a lot, well, we still have to take descriptive pictures, but we may be able to get by with 3 or 4. But we want to also now put a better description on it also. We always want to be very, very descriptive with our descriptions. We want to tell them exactly what we've tested already, how it's performed, what the specs are on the object. This is where you get into a lot of electronics. Collector's items, not going to have specs and really descriptions, but you're going to have to take a lot more pictures because there's not a lot of things you can say about the item. Now, say I want a cell phone. Well, when I go shopping for a cell phone, I'm looking for something that has such and such memory, has such and such camera, does this, that, and the other. Always have to think, okay, I got to put the full description I can on each of my items. And say you're just selling something for the sake of selling something for, say, charity, which you can do that on eBay too. Great way to have a tax deduction. Closeouts, take them to Goodwill, donate them. You can write that off on your taxes too. But say I have a little bit of jewelry. Say I have a watch, okay? And say that I'm going to put watch up for $5. Well, I'm going to say, okay, the battery works. There's not much wear and tear. There's scratches on the glass, so forth like that, but very faint scratches. Strap is made of this material. It's this, maybe it's water resistant. It's not digital, it's analog. You know, what have you. That would be the type of descriptions I'd put on something like that. And if you got, like what I did, a Fabergé egg music box, which I'll show it in a different video, I got that for about $20-something at the actual Holcomb Bridge store. And it was a nice item. I'm actually going to keep it instead of resell it. But the actual value of the item is around $175. So if I'm going to resell that, I've got to say, okay, Music Box does this, descriptive pictures, because there's actually moving parts inside of the box. So you're going to have to say, okay, what's the condition inside, outside, descriptive pictures all the way around, front, back, up, down, inside. It's a lot of work, yes it is. But, I mean, it's a nice little hobby for when you're working part-time, full-time, and you want to just do something at the end of the day. Like, for example, you ladies, go shopping. Or instead of going to the mall, let's go to a Goodwill. Let's buy a couple of shoes. Maybe they're not our size, who cares? And put them on eBay. $6 or $7 at the general stores in our area. Resell on eBay $14 to $50 each. So say you take about $50, go buy shoes at Goodwill, resell them for twice the amount that you bought them for, you're making about $100. It's a great idea. But anyways, next video we're going to be going into a Goodwill. We're going to be looking at the items they currently have on the shelves. We're going to start the week off with Sunday, because the best time to find what's known as the color of the week at Goodwill is Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That's when the items are 50% off that have the letter, color, tag, what have you. So we'll be going Sunday to look at the Goodwills, and then we're going to come back and we're going to look the items up on eBay and see how much could we be selling that item for on eBay versus how much is being sold for at the Goodwill. How much profit could we make on this item, and what is actually the demand of that item on eBay right now. Look forward to seeing y'all. Hope y'all look forward to seeing me. Till the next video.